Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn about adverbs. Adverbs are nothing but verbs that modify a verb. Means they tell us more about a verb. Or they could also tell us something in addition for a adverb itself. Or maybe an adjective. Let's see an example first for an adjective. If we say, he is extremely tired. Here, tired is just an adjective. It is describing him that he's tired. And how tired is he? He's extremely tired. So here, extremely is an adverb and it is modifying an adjective. Okay. If I say, he speaks very slowly. In this case, what's the action? The action is speaking. And how is he speaking? He's speaking slowly. So slowly is an adverb which is modifying a verb. And very is an adverb which is modifying an adverb itself. So here we have two adverbs. Very is also an adverb and slowly is also an adverb. So adverbs basically tend to give us more information about a verb. Most of the time it is a verb. Sometimes it could be an adverb also or an adjective also. Okay. Now there are different types of adverbs. The first type is the adverb of time. It tells us when an action took place and it usually answers the question when. Like for example, if we say, she is sleeping now. So sleeping is the verb and when is she sleeping? She's sleeping now. So now is an adverb of time. Or other adverbs of time could be yesterday, today, tomorrow, every day. These are all adverbs of time. Next is adverb of place. Adverb of place usually answer the question where. For example, if we say, she is sprinkling the manure everywhere in the garden. So what is the action in this? She's sprinkling. She's sprinkling what? The manure. And where is she sprinkling it? She's sprinkling it everywhere in the garden. So here everywhere is an adverb of place. It is answering the question where. Same ways we have adverb of frequency. They often answer the question how often. They tell us how many times an action has taken place, whether it takes place occasionally or at times or rarely, usually, never, sometimes, or maybe daily. Like for example, if we say, we seldom go for a walk in the evening. So it is telling us that we are going for a walk in the evening, but we are going seldom times, means very less number of times. We seldom go for a walk in the evenings. So it usually answers the question how often. Okay. Next adverb is adverb of degree. It answers the question how much. It tells us the intensity of the action. For example, if I say, he is too busy to join us for the party. So busy is the action, the verb. And how busy? How much busy is he? Too busy. So too is here the adverb of degree. It is telling us the intensity of this action. He is too busy to join us for the party. Okay. Next is adverb of manner. It tells us that how an action answers. It answers the question how an action is taking place or in what manner is the action taking place. For example, if we say, she is studying seriously these days. So what is the action? She's studying. And how is she studying? In what manner is she studying? She's studying seriously. I mean, she's not just doing it for the sake of studying, but she's studying seriously with a lot of efforts. So here seriously is the adverb of manner. It's answering the question How is she studying? Or they are playing happily. How are they playing? They're playing happily. Okay. Next is adverb of reason. It usually tells us that why an action was performed. It often answers the question why. Like for example, if we say he is not well, hence he is on a leave. So hence is here answering the question that he is on leave. And why is he on leave? Because he is not well. So the adverbs of reason answer the question why. The next type of adverb is interrogative adverbs or adverbs of interrogation. They're usually the question words like where, when, why, how. So they're asking a question regarding the verb, like what is the time or which place, where are we going to meet. For example, there's an example given in the book which says, where did the pirate hide the treasure chest? So what is the action? Hiding. And it's questioning the verb that where did they hide it? So in this sentence, where is acting like an interrogative adverb. It's giving an extra information about the hiding. It's asking the next part of the inquiry. Same, these interrogative adverbs can act like relative adverbs at times when they are joining two informations. They're joining two clauses in a sentence, and the second clause is usually dependent on the first clause. For example, if we say, I know the area where he lives. So one part of the sentence is I know the area. Second thing is he lives. But why are we talking about he lives? Because we know the area where he lives. So here where is joining this dependent clause with the first clause, and hence where here will be not an interrogative adverb but a relative adverb. So same adverbs where, why, when, all of these will act like interrogative adverbs when they are asking a question about the verb, whether it's a time, place, or even the reason. And the same ones will act like a relative adverb when they are introducing a dependent clause in a sentence, when they're joining two clauses. And what are the types of clauses? One of the clauses dependent on the other. Okay, let's talk about the positioning of the adverbs, that how are the adverbs placed in a sentence. That is also important. For example, if a sentence is using an adverb of manner, then if it is describing that how an action is taking place, so always the adverb would be placed after the verb. This is the place of the adverb. For example, if I say she played gracefully, so how did she play? She played gracefully. So this adverb is being placed after the verb. Same ways, if I'm using the adverb of time or maybe the adverb of place, which is describing that where the action is taking place or when is the action taking place, so that will always be placed after the object of the sentence, the object of the verb in that sentence. For example, if I say they returned the car yesterday, so returned is the action, and what is the object? That they returned the car. And when did they return it? They returned it yesterday. So this is the adverb of time, and it is placed after the object of the sentence. Or maybe if I say the books are lying around everywhere, so the books are lying is the action, and where are they lying? They are lying around. This is the around, everywhere, this is the place, and it is being placed after the object. The books are lying around the house everywhere. So around the house, everywhere they are there. Okay. Same ways, if we are using the adverb of frequency in our sentence, which is describing that how often the action is taking place. So such an adverb will always be placed before the verb. Like she seldom goes for a walk. She often plays with her brother. So the verb is here and the adverb of frequency will come before the main verb. But if we have a verb in the form of be, like is, am and are being used, or in other tenses was and were is being used, so in such a case the adverb of frequency will be after them. Like he's often found eating pasta, so is often found. So found is the main verb and is the helping verb. So whenever there is a primary auxiliary verb or a helping verb and the main verb in the sentence, then the adverb frequency will come in between them. And if there is only the helping verbs, then the adverb frequency will come after them. And if there is only main verb, then the adverb frequency will come before them. Same ways are the adverbs of degree. They are also there in a sentence where there can be a helping verb or a main verb. So just like the adverbs of frequency, they are also placed before the main verb, and if they both are there, helping verb and the main verb, then they are placed in between them, the adverbs of degree also. Okay, now let's move on to the degrees of adverb. See, adverbs are usually formed from adjectives. They might modify a verb, they might modify an adjective, or they might modify an adverb itself. But when they're being used in the sentence, they're used in 3 degrees, just like adjectives: the positive degree, the comparative degree, and the superlative degree. And the rules for forming them are also the same like adjectives. Like the positive one is the base form of the adverb, the comparative form is formed by adding er, and the superlative form is formed by adding est at the end of the adverb. But if it is a adverb having 2 syllables, means it is formed by 2 parts of a verb, like comfortably. So we can't make it comfortablier or comfortabliest. In this case, we add more for comparative degree and most for superlative degree. Okay. So now that you've understood the degrees of the adverbs, the degrees of comparison, let's quickly go through some adverbs that might be confusing at times. For example, most and mostly. So most is used as an adverb of degree, whereas mostly is used when we are using an adverb of manner, which is describing that how an action is being done. Okay. Same ways when we are using good and well. Well, when we are using in a sentence, it is acting like an adverb, that how well she sings or how well she plays the piano. But good always acts like an adjective, like he's a good boy. We don't say he's a well boy. He's a good boy. So that's describing the boy. It's an adjective, whereas well is acting like an adverb. Same ways, hard and hardly. Hard is often used as an adjective only, like the wood is very hard. But sometimes it can also act like an adverb, just like hardly. And how will it act like an adverb? When it is being used where it means great deal. For example, if we say it is raining hard. So how much is it raining? It's raining hard. It is raining a lot. It is describing the verb which is raining. So here it is acting like an adverb. But we never say it is raining hardly, because when hardly is being used like an adverb, it means very little. So it can be used in a place over here. You have hardly eaten anything, means you've eaten very little. Same way as bad and badly. Bad, just like good, is used like an adjective, and badly is used like an adverb. So we say his handwriting is bad. So here it is describing the noun. It's an adjective. But when we are using badly, then we say he is writing badly. or he's crying badly. Means the verb here, the verb is being described. So it's an adverb. Then the word quite, that is also having two meanings. It might mean very or it might mean sufficient. When we are using it like that is quite interesting or that movie is quite interesting, it is acting like an adverb of degree. It is telling us the intensity to which it is interesting. And when we are using it in the above sentence where it says she's quite capable of handling this task, so it's telling us how sufficient she is. It's describing the manner that how capable is she. She's quite capable of doing the work on her own. Okay, we had left one thing, the difference between so, such and such are. So is often used as an adjective or an adverb, but in both the cases it defines the intensity. Like she's so popular. So it is telling us the intensity, that how popular she is. Or when it is modifying an adverb, we can say he runs so fast that nobody can beat him. So it's describing that how faster he runs. Same ways, such is also used as a degree of intensity, as an adverb of degree, but it always acts like a noun phrase. Means it is placed before the nouns. You're lucky to have such supportive parents. So they are describing a noun right now. Same ways, such a is also used as an adverb of degree, but it also is used before a noun. Only difference is it is used with singular nouns. Like Rimjim is such a dedicated student, so she's just one. When we're talking about supportive parents, they were in plural. Okay, let's quickly understand now the difference between to and enough. To and enough, both of them can also be used in place of so. Just now we learnt about so, that he's so good in memorizing the chapters that he's always able to score good by studying one day before. So instead of using so, we can also say his memory is good enough to remember things even after one reading. The only difference is we use to in a place, in a sentence where it is indicating a negative sense. Like we say the child is too young to enjoy a classical music concert. Means the child is too young, so he will not be able to enjoy a musical concert. So the word not is coming, so it is giving a message about something which is not possible, a negative sense. So in such sentences we'll use to, we'll replace so with to. But if in a sentence the meaning that is coming out is in a positive sense, then we use enough. Like you are old enough to travel by yourself now. Means you're so old that you can easily travel without facing any problems. So here there's no denial of any action. Or he drove fast enough to take the patient to the hospital. He drove so fast that he could take the patient. So that's a positive response. But in this sentence, again, not is being represented. He was so happy that he could not speak. So he was too happy to speak. So whenever in a sentence a negative sense is being indicated, so is replaced with to. And whenever in a sentence some positive information is being conveyed, so is replaced with enough. Okay? So children, whenever you're filling adverbs, please keep all the rules in mind. Whether the sentence is asking about, it's an answer, the verb is an answer for when, which is the time, or how, which is the manner, or where, which refers to adverb of place, or how intense is it, or how often is it. So adverb of degree or adverb of frequency. So accordingly the adverbs would be identified. But also keep in mind the positioning of the adverbs. Those are also important. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Thank you.